Hello and welcome back everybody to episode 10 of Haut-Beyleron with me, Wasteland Gaming. Hello everybody and welcome back to a very wet start to this episode. We are still in the first day of April and it is the evening time. As I said at the start of the last episode, I was going to go away and do a bunch of contracting to get my money back up and then go and hire all the equipment we need to get this field prepped and ready to put the poplars in. So I've been giving it some thought, and yeah, what I've done, obviously, as you saw from the intro, we have limed it, and then we finished ploughing it, then we limed it, and then what I did, I ran over it with the fertilizer spreader. So our field now is at the point where it has 2 lots of fertilization in parts and 1 in others. So that's what that spray has done. Obviously this little red bit in the middle is the wee little island, but it no longer needs ploughing, no longer needs lime, so it is all good to go, and it's at its maximum it can be just now. So ploughing has brought up medium-sized stones, and yeah, I can't roller them in. So what I've done is I've leased a stone picker. I've released the big one just because yeah, it's going to be quicker. And then what I have also done is I have leased this. So this is under grass care. It's a roller stroke seeder. So if I just go into the equipment, and if we go down to grassland care in here, it is the APV GK300M1 full edition. Now it's super cheap. It's a 3 meter working width, and it seeds, but it also rolls as well. So this in effect will give us our rolled state after we have seeded. So that's the plan with that. So that's going to save us a step, so we can do that. And what I've decided to do, I'm going to grass the whole of this area. I'm going to grass it all, and then from this side of the island I'm going to put in poplars. Now, I don't need to put grass down first. I could just put the poplars straight in, but aesthetically wise I think it'll look a bit better with grass underneath it. So we're going to do that. Obviously it's really wet just now, so I'm not going to plant, and I usually wouldn't do farm work in the rain full stop, just it's one of my little rules. But what we're going to do, we're going to get the rock picking done, just to save us a step, and then we can give this back. And it'll save us the leasing costs overnight, and then yeah, once that's done we can tomorrow morning get on with the seeding of the grass, and then we can get the poplars in as well, because obviously when I put the grass in it will roller it, and that will give us our 5% increase in yield. So we've had our 15% from our lime, our 15% from our ploughing, we've had our 23% from our fertilization, and now we're doing and we'll get a 5% from our rolling. Now once everything has been planted, I can then fertilise again, and that will give us our 23%, which will give us our maximum yield hopefully. So let's get this going, and yeah, we'll just get the whole field, all the stones picked. Get some lights on, it's quite dark in this rain. But yeah, it's a nice big working width, this one, and yeah, we should get this done pretty quick, I think. And obviously this is giving us our cultivated state as well on the field, so I did look at, yeah, cultivated after potentially pressing the stones in, but because the stones are too big, this stone picker is going to give us our cultivated state anyway. So a little bit wide there, there we go. So I'm going to carry on with this. I'll just keep going with it, and then yeah, we'll get to the point where we're at the point where tomorrow morning we can get the seed in the ground, and we can plant some poplars as well, which is what we were aiming for last episode. There we go then, we're just on to the final strip for the rocks. I have emptied this once, so it was full 2,000 litres of stone. So we've emptied that just over by the garage of the house, so I'm going to show you that in a second when we empty it again, and then we can give it back. But that has given us our cultivated state, and it's got rid of all the stones. So yeah, things are looking good with the field now. Can we reach? Yeah, just about. Oh, might have to come back for this little bit here. It's fine. Let's spin round. Get this last little bit. There we go. So perfect. Better keep off the field since it's so wet. There we go. So I'm going to drop these off, and then yeah, we'll rest overnight, and then we'll get on with the grass in the morning. Hopefully it will stop raining. So if I come around this way, it'll be a bit easier. There we go. Right, so we have a huge pile of stones by the house here just now. So like I said, I might get them into the trailer and we'll sell them tomorrow as well. There we go. Fantastic. Right, I'm going to give this back, and then yeah, we will see you in the morning, and we'll get the roller and seeder on the go. Fantastic. So we're on the next day, and yeah, it's not raining anymore, which is good. I think. Well, I gave the stone picker back. I did a fertilising contract as well, which, because I was really unsure how much the leasing costs would be, but actually overnight, yeah, it wasn't that much. So yeah, we've done okay there. So what we're going to do, we're going to get this this seeder on the go, seeder roller. So we'll get it attached to the the New Holland, and yeah, we'll get it going. Now I might put a worker on this because then we can get both things happening at the same time. So what I'll have to do, lower it down, turn it on. And if you look at it closely, it gives us that rolled state compared to the cultivated state, and it is putting grass seed into the ground. So just turn it off a second. So if I go onto our map, oh, there we go, and onto here now, it should, there we go. So as you can see, it's planting the grass, which is fantastic. There we go. So what I'm going to do is basically do the whole of this new field with grass, like I said before, and then what we'll do, we'll have some fertilizable grass that we can mow, as well as it will just, yeah, it'll make the poplars look a little bit better as well. They'll be sitting on grass as opposed to just dirt. Now I've been looking into how long it takes for crops to germinate and fully grow. Now if you go onto the Farming Simulator 22 website and look for Academy, there's a whole load of brilliant information in there. Been having a good look. It gives you yields of crops, growth times, and cost versus yield, and all sorts of stuff, and also loads of how-to guides as well. So a ton of information out there that's available for the game just now, and Giants has done a really good job with this academy. Missed a bit there. Let's try and get that bit. That's better. Yeah, so according to Giants, the poplars will take 13 months to grow fully. 13 in-game months. The oats that I've planted only take 4 months, so they're really quick growth rate, and then the sunflowers take 7 months, so they're sort of in between. So we're not going to see much of these poplars, or we're not going to be able to sort of cut these poplars until well into next year, but it's something for the future. And I've also decided there is another place I can put the olive grove as well if I want to, which is just up behind the house. So we have got space for that still. And if needs be, we can always get rid of the grass pasture and the grass on that side and put something else in there as well. So yeah, we've got plenty of land to be playing about with. But you can see our trees are just over there. Doesn't mention anything about the growth of trees. I might do a little test on that. Obviously we're testing it on this map, but I might do an actual test on test them and just run through time and see how long things take to grow, whether different species take longer to grow, etc. If that's something you're keen to see, then yeah, we can do that. But this is working okay. So I think, yeah, get this straight here, get work on it, and leave them to it. So what we can do now is we can get the poplars in the ground. There we go. Yeah, so the olives I'm going to put in here, I think. This big patch behind here. We'll get quite a few olives in there, I think, but I just don't have the money for it at the moment. I think what we're going to do, we're going to have to take out a loan or something like that. I've got to say as well, thank you very much to a couple of farms for saying that any way of doing stuff is legit, but I think what we're going to do, in order to get our oil factory, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use, let me get this right, 6 collectibles, which we'll figure out. I think we'll maybe do this next episode. I'm going to get 6 collectibles, which is going to fund our our oil factory and the land it's going to be bought on. So we'll get the oil factory and its land bought with collectibles, and then the olives and stuff I'm going to take out a loan, a bank loan, and I'm going to buy enough money to spend on the olives, the equipment, and I'm going to need to get a harvester as well for the farm. So I need to buy some more equipment, and I just rather than contracting all the time, I'll just take out a loan and we can make some. Well, that's interesting. That's brought out some more stones. It's because it's going so deep, I guess. So I've just put a worker on this because I want the lines to be nice and straight. Now when it's the same as FS17, they do them quite narrow, quite wide, the lines. So what I'm probably going to do is I'll replant in between and just double them up. We've got plenty of saplings here, so you can see the stones getting brought up again. That's interesting. Very interesting. It's because must be because this machine goes so deep. That's fine. I wonder if that'll affect. It won't affect the yield, I guess. It'll just affect the machinery. But not to worry. So yes, like I was saying, we'll just double up the rows. So I'll go in between the rows once this worker has got to the island in the middle there. So I'm going to jump out. I'm going to take over on this one again. Let me finish this row. There we go. And we'll set up a bit of a time lapse. We'll get the rest of this field seeded with grass, and we'll move on to finish off these poplars. Right, see you in a bit. So all the grass is now seeded, and we're onto our second, or the last row of poplars. As you can see, it's been planted twice now, and we've still got 18% left in this pallet. Always massively overestimate poplars. So we've got plenty there for future, but that's fine. They're not that expensive, are they? So think that's as good as we're going to get, really. There is a little gap here and there, but that will do. Now, my next test just now is just to see whether we can now fertilise this. In theory, we have just seeded, so we should be able to, but we might not as well. So let's check this out. Now I've only got 12% left in here, so hopefully it's enough to cover the field. But that should get this side in order. That is doing something. So it looks like it's fertilizing. It is, yeah, so let's quickly check. Yeah, so that's putting the last state of fertilization on there. Obviously it's a bit patchy because that's how the field was anyway, because it's been ploughed from a non-field, so to speak. Alright, stop there a second. Yeah, so that's covered that bit. So if we go up to the top, we'll go from the top, just because the tractor's going to run that a little bit better going downhill. And then, yeah, hopefully that should give us our fully fertilised field. And it's been rolled as well, this one, so hopefully that it should be maximum yield on this field. Let's hope so anyway. It's a very big boom for quite a small area. Right. It looks like it's doing this one as well, that's good. So as you get a bit further down here, it'll be a little bit more, use a little bit more. But yeah, that's kind of worked. Happy with that. So that little exercise has cost us a fair bit of money, but that was always the intention. It's more a test than anything, and I've used the contracting system to help us pay for it. So yeah, but 13 months for these poplars to grow, so it's going to be a little while. The grass, on the other hand, I think by next episode, or by next game day, next month, we should have our first growth stage, in theory. So let's just stop there a second. There we go. There's a tiny bit up in the top corner, but I'll grab that off screen. But I think we'll call that an episode. The idea of this was it's always going to be a bit shorter. I wanted just to do the poplars properly, because yeah, we didn't do them properly last episode, and yeah, it means now that we've got another field ready to go. I think next episode what we'll do, we'll sell the rocks. We'll give this back. We don't need this anymore. This took very little grass seed as well, actually. I had to fill it up once more, but we've still got, yeah, 141 litres of seed left in that, from 200. So yeah, so it's not used much seed at all for the grass, which is fantastic. Yeah, next episode, yeah, look at the size of some of these rocks, huge. Next episode, keep getting distracted, Martin. Stop it. Next episode, we will pick up the rocks, take them to the debris crusher. We will probably have another run of lettuce to do, and we'll have to go and check on the bread as well, actually. We've got probably a few crates of bread to sell as well, so we can do a bit of a sell. And then, yeah, we may look at doing our collectibles and setting up this oil mill, because I think that'd be a fun project. Get to use the landscaping tool and yeah, do some construction over there. My thoughts are I might use what is the actual starting farm. So this area here is 148,000 euros to buy. So yeah, I think if I gave myself a budget about 200, 250, then we should be able to get our oil factory built, and yeah, things there. We also get another field with it. So narratively based, I'm going to say we're going to plant this with canola as a bit of an experimental field, and see what we get with regards to oil off the canola as well. But from Haut-Beyleron and the south of France, I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have done, don't forget to hit that like button. If you want to subscribe to the channel, please do. And if you want to share or comment, you are more than welcome to. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But for now, take care, and we'll see you next time. All the best.